also doing the celebration. Hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again with another Rival Fan podcast. As always, covering all the Premier League's news slightly later than usual. We had to watch West Ham slap that bottle drop team Leicester. As always, 4-1. As you can see, Kojo here is adopting the West Ham celebration. But as you guys know, we're both Man United fans, so we're probably going to get smoked tonight. Nevertheless, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Everyone's socials are down below in the description. Make sure you show them love. Without further ado, first and foremost, to introduce three in midfield, or one in midfield when Hussam's in the building. We have got Iniesta and Xavi, Kojo and Cahil. Boys, how are we doing?
Irons.
Oh, God. Kojo, you absolute fraud.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Cahil.
How are you, Cahil, man? How are you? Are you alive? It's good to see you breathing. I'm not gonna lie.
He's back, man. Damn.
Who's back?
Cahil, how are you, man?
Backs, man. It's cool. My team's shit. I know it's shit, innit?
Yeah. Anyways, listen, we're not going to get much noise out of Cahil today. You know, every Arsenal fan I've met in the last couple of days, they're not really responding to anything. But anyways, let's get the man who's gone on record to say Lukaku is not scoring against Chelsea. But I don't know what else he said, but you went on record and you was very confident. Man said with chest, representing Liverpool, as always, Don Hussam. Hussam, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Looking forward to the show. Obviously, a lot of banter to come from me, so I'm just excited, waiting for the United Arsenal topics to get the cooking done. So yeah, very excited for this.
Yeah, hopefully we run out of time for the United one. But anyways, without further ado, special guest appearance covering our regular chance fan, which of course is Daniel. As you can see from the title, London is blue. We've got Lewis in the building. Lewis, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Even more grateful now you got such an amazing title on this video as well. Big up yourself, my guy. Happy to be on here. Big up the rest of the panel as well. Everyone that's watching, you already know, smash the like and subscribe button as well. And yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Great to be on there.
Absolute pleasure. Last but not least, homie. Honest to God, it could still be a horrible season, but currently, the 6-point collectors crew. Spurs are in the conversation.
Obviously, Heung-min Song FC is well and truly on the go. The steam train is going. Where the South Korean beast is on it, and I'm part of that bandwagon. And yeah, we're challenging for the league, boys. It's coming out.
Right. Anyways, there you go. That's the end of the show. Spurs are challenging for the league. But listen, we're gonna start with the team that, for me personally, are irrelevant. But they did lose to another relevant team, which of course was Liverpool. 2-0 victors against Burnley. Everyone's, Brexit FC. No one really likes Burnley, to be honest. Me and Hussam were speaking prior to the game. We want them to get relegated, but of course I had to support, Brexit and all that good stuff before the game. But Hussam, I'm going to pass it to you. First and foremost, Van Dijk back, Trent is the best right back in the world. Your words, of course. What were your thoughts on the performance from Liverpool?
I mean, it's funny you call us an irrelevant club when we've picked maximum points, kept 2 clean sheets, scored 5 goals. So, I mean, yeah, if that's an irrelevant club, then fair enough. Obviously, as expected against Burnley, absolutely destroyed them. If Mane could finish his dinner, that game would have ended up very, very, very bad for Burnley. Unfortunately, we missed so many chances. Trent, like you said, obviously proving he is the best right back in the world, continuing his amazing form and stuff, picking up from where he left off, obviously creating chance after chance after chance. Tsimikas very impressive as well, so a very good left back cover for Robertson, so it was very impressive. Like, the thing is, for me now, 2 games in, 2 clean sheets, 2 wins. I'm very excited. I look forward to next week's game. But obviously, overall picture, I still stand by what I said when I came on the show. I said Chelsea are favourites. I still stand by it. I think there's still a bit of work needed to be done in the transfer window for us to actually win the league. I do think we will be the team that challenges them, depending whether City get Kane or not. But as things stand, very happy. And listen, The win was not just a win for Liverpool, it was a win for football. You know why it was a win for football? Because we need Burnley to rot in the championship. No one likes Burnley at all. I need them to get relegated. I need them to get liquidated. Like, if Burnley are in League Two, I would celebrate. If Sean Dyche never manages in the Premier League, I'd be so happy. I'm so sick of them playing black and white fossil football from 1928. It's just so fucking annoying. This club will get a foul near the halfway line and still cross it into the box. It's just so annoying to watch. It's just so shit. I'm done with Burnley. Listen, if Burnley got relegated, I'll celebrate it as a trophy. So yeah, it's incredible. We beat them, and Burnley are a step closer to relegation, and we are 6 points top of the league. So I'm happy.
I mean, top of the league, joint top, whatever you want to call it. Listen, close from whatever straws you wish to do. It's 2 games into the season. Regarding Burnley, as you said, I don't really have any opinions on them. Like I already mentioned, Brexit FC, whatever you want to call them, guys. Listen, Cody, let's bring you in as the Manchester United representative. Obviously, seeing our so-called rivals, biggest rivals, winning convincingly. What were your thoughts on the performance?
Well, there's not much to say. I think we all knew they were going to beat Burnley one way or another anyway. So it is what it is. The one thing that's good for them is obviously Simicast came in for Robertson. We can play the same old football, same thing, same rhythm, same system. Still works. Good cross for Jota's goal. So they did their thing. Burnley had a bit of fun for all of 20 minutes. They had a bit of pressure. Dwight McNeil looked a bit bright. He was causing a bit of trouble on that left side. But after that, it was sorted. After Liverpool got their goal, it was easy, man. And that's what you expect. Burnley got good last year. They did very well to get a result there last year. This season, it's not going to happen like that. So they got smacked. 2-0. Should have been probably 3-4. But it's a win nonetheless. Liverpool are comfortable. And that's that.
Yeah, no, I think for me personally, last season's game, it was because Van Dijk was injured in it, let's be honest. Van Dijk was injured, Matip was injured, the whole defense, Adrian was injured, I believe, that cost them the result as well.
He wasn't injured when they got smacked at Villa, but we moved in it.
It is what it is, isn't it? Obviously, you know what Liverpool fans are like. But look, Keeshan, let's bring your thoughts, because Chris actually spoke to you yesterday regarding Trent before we bring Lewis in. Regarding Trent, Keeshan, what do you make of Trent's performance in particular?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's nothing to deny about Trent. He's a very, very good right back. He's one of the best in the world. I still think that the problem with Trent is what you see and what you've seen so far this season is attacking wise, he's probably one of the best attacking right backs in world football. But defensively, he's always going to be suspect. I don't think you can teach that, in my opinion. I think for him personally, he's defensively he's laboured. He has been. I mean, he's been caught out many, many times last season. And this season, I know it was only the first 20, 25 minutes, but the very early situations in the game, McNeil gave him a bit of a talking to, let's be fair. And then after then, Burnley tied out and Liverpool took full control of the game, which was expected anyway. He's got the job done. But in terms of Trent and in terms of Liverpool as a team, I'm not going to take much into consideration as of yet, because they've played Norwich and Burnley, which they should have comfortably beaten, and that's been the end result. And I know the next game is a big game and it's still only very early doors. It's the third fixture, but I think this will be a huge indication of where both teams will be at the end of the season, where it's there or thereabouts. So for me, that's where they really need to be judged, and not just Trent, Van Dijk and a couple of others, because Van Dijk has come back from the injury. So far, he's looked fantastic. I can't lie. He's looked very composed on the ball, off the ball tactically. His footballing brain is second to none. But again, this is a different kettle of fish. I know Hussam is very, very confident in him this weekend. But let's see if the proof's in the pudding, because I personally think that tactically you can be very, very good, but from an injury as big as the one that he had, I'm going to be very, very intrigued to see not only Lukaku, but how he deals with Havertz and the huge talent that Chelsea have as a front line.
No, I think it's hilarious. I'm not going to lie. No, Liverpool fans, right? I can see why they're happy with the Van Dijk thing. I understand that. Come back from a long injury. We don't know how he's going to react. But it's Norwich and Burnley. It's Norwich and Burnley. Now, understand Burnley physical team. It might be a more difficult game for him to deal with, and he dealt with it really well. I thought Matip was actually better personally. But nevertheless, I think Liverpool fans are getting a bit carried away. Lewis, we're going to come to you. Obviously, you've heard what Hussam's got to say regarding the game next week. I think McNeil kind of violated Trent in a couple of occasions, but obviously Liverpool's
Steady on. Fucking hell,
McNeil was pulling his pants down the first fucking 20 minutes, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, obviously. Liverpool obviously better team.
My
Lewis,
guy
what do you
had
reckon?
free entry at a brothel for the first
What do you
20
reckon,
minutes.
Lewis? You think Trent's going to have a bad day at the office, should we say, next week?
If Trent continues his form, I think it's really likely he'll end up having a strong match in this game. But I'm not sure what's in stake for either team when they face each other, because I think both teams are similar, except for the attack now. Because now I think with Romelu Lukaku, our attack's just got a little bit more clinical, because that's exactly the sort of signing that we needed. I think the game's obviously won and lost based on Lukaku versus either Van Dijk or Matip, and it's either or because both of them are amazing defenders in themselves. And it could be easy for me to see them both double teaming Lukaku to keep him quiet in the game. But if they do that, they also leave the wings exposed. Trent had a really, really bad 2021 season. He recovered well towards the end of the season, but before then he was in horrendous form. So it's more of a question of what Trent shows up. But with the form that he's on right now, I do expect him to keep riding that one out in the coming games as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues on the run that he's on now. He'd probably be up against probably Mason Mount or potentially Timo Werner, because Liverpool like playing a higher line than teams usually do. And that is where we usually get the best out of Timo Werner when we play teams that have a high line. Like he got a goal against you guys that was wrongly disallowed for offside last time we played, and he got in the same position another 2 or 3 times in that game too. So it would be up to him to see how he could handle dealing with Timo Werner's pace. Like Timo Werner's a dangerous player up until the point where he has to shoot, of course. But until that point, he's a very dangerous player to deal with. So I think Trent's going to have his work cut out for him, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the biggest test for them in that match. I'm looking at the centre, and I'm looking at the battle between Lukaku and Van Dijk and Matip. Because Van Dijk's had a good start as well, but I'm still questioning the sort of season that he'd have. If he comes straight off a 10-month ACL injury and continues to be the same Van Dijk as he was before, then cool. No one can chat about him. Even though no one could chat about him before the injury, now no one can chat about him because he's literally taken an ACL injury and acted like it's nothing after he's come back from it. Yeah. I expected him to have not a terrible season, but I expect him not to play like Van Dijk this year. I thought you'd see like the old Van Dijk next season as opposed to this season. But if he continues to play the way he's doing now, Lukaku's got his work cut out for him, and that's going to be the biggest test for him. And that's why I see where the game's going to be won and lost.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm intrigued to see that battle in terms of defensive, defensively, how they're going to deal with him. A team that didn't deal with him very well, in particular, Mari,
Wait, sorry.
Lukaku was teabag and
Mari I've just been looking at Cahil the last 5 minutes. My guy looks devastated. Like
I'm tired, bro. I was up at 4 o'clock.
I'm telling you, my guy looks like Mari's in his head even before we talk about it.
Listen, I was just waiting for the segue. I was waiting for it. This guy's teed up for me. And like I said, a team that did not deal with a Lukaku challenge. Cahil, talk to me, man. Arsenal losing 2-0, a good result by a lot of your fans, according to your fans. You know, they're happy with the 2-0 defeat. I mean, you know, the commentators even said it was a good result for Arsenal, only losing 2-0 as well. What did you make of the game, and in particular Arteta's brilliant performance once again?
Yeah, simply is Arteta out from this. Well, not from this point forward. It's been Arteta out for a while now. We paid 11 million for Pablo Mari. That should pretty much sum up Arsenal's whole defensive strategy. It looked like Tom and Jerry. It looked like live action Tom and Jerry. The way Lukaku was dealing with Mari. It looked like Lukaku was doing that, and Mari was trying his best to swing for him. It just wasn't working. It was absolutely horrendous. A horrendous display from any defender. One of the worst defensive displays in Arsenal history, I think. That was just, he was getting small boyed, and then Rob Holding next to him wasn't any better either. That makes no sense. Talking about fucking Tom and Jerry, you got Scrappy doing Kieran Tierney running up and down until he injures himself again, and that's something he needs to work on. He needs to realize that his body isn't cut out for running up and down.
Oh, he literally got himself injured, man. Because James.
Yeah, he did.
He thought, allow this. James is running rings around.
I don't think James violated him in any way. I think that tactically we were set up. It was a complete and utter disgrace. We were very compact for that Reece James goal. We're very compact for the Lukaku goal, trying to limit Lukaku himself, but he just absolutely bulldozed through our defense, man. That was disgraceful. The less I say about Granit Xhaka, the better, because that guy he's somehow found his way to a pay rise in a 4-year new deal. But
pay rise.
He got a pay rise, yeah. It's not an extension. He got a pay rise. They rewarded him for his poor 5 years.
He does deserve it. He did tell the fans to fuck off. I mean, like that.
He's vice captain now. He's vice captain. That should tell you. He went from captain to telling the fans to fuck off, to out the door, to Arteta bringing him back in, to being now vice captain. His performances haven't changed. He's still been shit. It's just who else is going to take the captaincy from this Arsenal? We were saying Tierney. We were saying
right.
And he came back and just played the same.
Sorry. I'm just enjoying this too much. My bad. Carry on.
Tierney should be captain, but he's injured again. So that says it all. Right back position. I don't know why Cedric Suarez is playing. Another player he brought in because he believed in him, and that says everything about Edu and Arteta's vision, man. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute farce. We've all been screaming up our Arsenal fans anyway for Maitland-Niles to play right back, even though it does go against. He wants to play centre mid, but someone needs to put an arm around him and say you're right back, a Premier League right back and a Championship midfielder. So that should be the end of that. I don't know where this club is going from here, especially under Arteta. I can't see us beating Burnley. I can't see us beating Chelsea. So what are we going to end up? 4 points, no wins. 4 games, no wins. Arteta has lost 20 more games in 20 months at home than Arsene Wenger in 60.
He's lost 20 games in 60.
20 games in 60. 20 games in 60. So. Wow. And he's relatively safe. I don't think he's going to get sacked anytime soon. He's got at least until December, and I don't see us.
Even if the results continue.
Even if the results continue, have you seen the Kroenkes and they're dealing up until?
No, I get that, but it's like how it's the start of the season as well. So I'm thinking, how many L's can you take before they're really just like? Because I get if you lose the first 2, but then if you go into the first 3 as well, the Man City game. If you come back from the international break. And then you go and lose to Norwich, and it's 4 L's in a row at the start of the season.
We've also got sorry to cut you.
West Brom in the cup as well.
We've got West Brom in the cup. If we lose to West Brom, we're not beating Norwich. Norwich will be up for this game, by the way. Regardless, they could lose the next.
The problem is as well, they've now backed him. They've now paid 100.
They've backed him. They've 129 million.
You can't just sack him now when it's the players that he's bought.
Sorry.
Did you say West Brom in the cup?
Yeah.
This is how far we've fallen. This is how far we've fallen. We're in the second round of the Carling Cup.
No, second round. Oh my God!
To be fair, when we finished 10th, we were in there as well. So I can't say.
Okay, but we're you're champions of Europe now. That's what your flag and the back says. So what are Arsenal? We're 19th right now. We're 19th.
Champions of Islington.
It'll get better, man. I think you just gotta trust the process, to be quite frank with you, and have faith, because
you can trust the process. We'll trust the process as long as Ole's in charge and you winning you nothing. How about that?
You know what? It is what it is. Like I said before we were on the show, sometimes God teaches you to remain humble and grateful, because someone's always got it worse. And I'd rather be Oli than fucking Wenger. I mean, Arteta even. You mans are clutching on. You guys even in flipping scored a goal, let them get a point. Now score a goal first. Yeah. Couldn't even score against Brentford. So, Hussam, I'm going to pass it to you before we come to Kish. Hussam, what are your thoughts on the situation that is Arsenal Football Club?
I think the conversations we're having with Arsenal are the wrong conversations. Like, you guys are worried whether London is blue or not. Forget that. Like, we need to talk about the relegation.
Sorry, London is blue. It's not a conversation.
We shouldn't be talking about London now. We need to talk about the relegation battle. Because look, next week, Man City are beating Arsenal regardless. Let's just. Yeah. By the way, I can hear myself. But anyway, Man City are beating Arsenal regardless. Let's just give Man City the 3 points. and give Arsenal 0.0 goals scored. So if Norwich as well lose the next game, that game after the international break could be 19th against 20th. So like this is a massive problem for Arsenal now. Like people are worried whether London is blue or red or whatever. Forget London. Like there is a massive problem happening right now. Arsenal are in the second round of the Carabao Cup, people. Second round of the Carabao Cup. Like it's just an absolute madness happening at the club. Pablo Mari literally like I think obviously Cahill referred to it as Tom and Jerry. There's other things you can refer to it as, but this is YouTube, unfortunately, so we can't just just go all out. Like that was way more than Tom and Jerry, my friend, because Lukaku just ate him alive. Like he ate him like a piece of cake, man. So let's just allow that. And obviously Arsenal fans, like they started leaving the stadium after half an hour, so absolute joke as well. Like if you're that hopeless in your team where after half an hour you immediately leave, like I just don't get it. The spaces, like when Reece James got the ball, he could have went, ate something, took a shit, came back and still like passed it to Lukaku. That's how much space he was in. People are blaming Tierney. It's not Tierney's fault. It's the system. It's the way they play. It's because Tierney needs to cover Xhaka. Xhaka getting a new contract and a pay rise is literally like rewarding failure. Why is Tierney running into midfield? Because Xhaka is leaving space open. So that's why Tierney has space in behind him. So Arsenal are in way bigger trouble than we think. I think the best solution for them now is employ Sam Allardyce. Usually doesn't take teams down. Just do it early in the season so you can give him time. Obviously, Arsenal as well. Let's not forget people spend the most money in Europe, and somehow they're yet to score a goal. They're in 19th. And if we're being completely honest, even if Wenger was here now, they're still losing against City next week. So that's basically 19th, 20th confirmed. So going into the international break, Arsenal are going to be 0 goals scored, like 10 goals conceded in the relegation zone. So it's just, it's just a sticky one for Arsenal fans now. And I'm loving it. I'm injecting it because throughout my entire childhood, these men are so loud. Like, oh, where's your last league title? Where's blah blah blah? So now when they're down, I'm not gonna be nice. Fuck Arsenal. If I don't want them to get relegated. I want them to finish 17th or something, so we can, because it's easy 6 points for us as well. So home and away we'll beat them. So it's a good experience.
Oh my God, easy 6 points, Kish. What are your thoughts on Arsenal Football Club?
Look, I mean, it's probably. The one area I'm actually going to defend him in, the one area is the fact that the team that started against Chelsea, Martinelli, Smith Rowe. No, just hear me out. No, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka.
Yeah, but wait, one second.
No, just hear me out. I've got a point to this.
1 second. Let me say one thing, and you can finish your point. I heard Martinelli's fucking been in Greenwood for about 18 months.
Yeah, but no. That's a load of bullshit. Because if you've not got
the best left back in the league,
no. Whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, Martinelli had 4 or 5 good games for Arsenal, then got injured, and then hardly got a kick last season, and now for some reason is starting again because Aubameyang and Lacazette aren't fit enough, or COVID, or whatever. So on that aspect, yes, I do feel sorry for him because the average age was about 20 in that team. It was literally kids. You might as well have had the under-18s team play the senior Chelsea. That's literally.
It would have been the same result.
It would have been. Listen, it would have been the same result because Arsenal squad is just not strong enough to compete against Chelsea. It's just how it is. Where I don't support Arteta at all is tactically. I mean, yes, I understand they still might have lost, etc. But tactically, I think Hossam just mentioned it. You can't leave Tierney, going up and down the channel. And the reason why he was doing that is because Xhaka was just leaving it as an open space. It was literally open season. So, yes, I understand that Tierney is running back and forth and got injured, but he got injured because of Xhaka, to be honest. Because Lokonga, he actually didn't do too bad. And so far this season, in the 2 games Lokonga's played, weirdly enough, you wouldn't know who's who. You wouldn't know if Xhaka's the one with the new contract and the big deal or Lokonga. It actually looks like the other way around because he in a very, very negative light, has looked okay for Arsenal. But even he should not be the main midfielder. He should not be the main player in that team. But yet he is. Smith Rowe. Again, I'm not going to neglect his performances because I thought he did okay. Not fantastic, but he did okay. He did what he could do. Same with Saka. It should have been a penalty the first half. So, look, But with on the tactical side of things, that's the problem with Arteta, and that's been the problem the entire time, not only this season but since his reign at Arsenal. And unfortunately,
this comment.
oh my God! But that's the thing. Look, the problem is I saw links today, very strong links from the Telegraph and Standard, that he'll be given 5 more games, and if not, they will seriously go for Conte. But
Conte's not going to
there's no way. And the thing is, no, I genuinely think Conte would have come, or he would have been a chance if he was given a transfer window, if he was given money to spend. Because if Tottenham had an opportunity to get him, I'm sure Arsenal would have if they were given the backing. But why the hell would someone like Conte's caliber go now when they spent 129 million already on Ramsdale, who's a serial relegation specialist? White, who's ducking like he's got a
relegation specialist
because it's gym class or something at school, and then you've got Aubameyang and Lacazette. I'm probably not, but they're probably faking COVID because it's that bad they can't be asked. You got Willian, who's probably having about 20 Big Macs a day and still.
Willian's liking pictures of Chelsea, man.
This is what I mean. So that's the problem. I mean, the whole club literally just needs the Control Alt Delete. Like it needs a full delete, and it needs a restart. And do you know what? It might. I'm sure I've heard quite a few fans say it might not be the worst for them to get relegated and restart at the moment because it really is that bad. It really is that bad for them because let's be honest.
It's never that bad. It's never that
bad.
Hear me out. If you're telling me that if Arteta gets a full season at Arsenal, there's not at least a hint of doubt that you won't be in that battle. I mean, it would not surprise me because he's tactically flawed.
But why is
you get battered by Brentford at home?
Why is it good that they get relegated? That's not the point.
No, but I'm saying it might be the only thing because it will be a reset. It might literally be a reset.
No, they don't need to get relegated to have a reset.
They don't need to get relegated.
All I'm saying is Arteta will probably be given a lot longer than the 5 games because they've spent 129 million on his transfers. They've let go of the players that he wanted to let go, and with no money, by the way. They literally just binned them and paid off their contract.
Kolasinac,
ridiculously stupid.
Mutual consent.
He will be given till the end of the season. Whether fans like it or not, he'll be given till the end of the season. 100%. And then even if they get top 7, if they come 7th, he'll keep his job. That's just how it is. 129. That's what will happen. And yes, I'll be honest. Even as a Spurs fan, I genuinely feel sorry for Cahill. I genuinely feel sorry for him because
no, you don't.
No. The reason why I feel sorry for Cahill and not other fans is because other fans are deluded. Other Arsenal fans are deluded. Cahill's not, and I feel like fans like that.
Why is there some echo? 1 second. Who's mine? Everyone just your mic.
Definitely not mine.
Not me.
Definitely not mine either.
Yeah, but
testing. No, it can't be me.
Yeah, like I said, I feel sorry because listen, Arsenal is a big club. It really is a big club, but it's a big club that is very, very quickly going through that decline. It's really bad.
Kish, I'm gonna call you out on that, bro. Don't say you feel bad. If Arsenal get relegated, you're celebrating. You're laughing at Cahill. You're laughing at Cahill's face. Like, let's just say it as it is. If Arsenal finish 18th and they go down to the championship, you're gonna use it against them forever. So don't do this whole I feel bad.
I did hear that. But what I'm saying is, Hussam, no one knows this better than you do. You had a decline for about 20 years, right?
You had a decline for about 70 years.
No, but what I'm saying, you did. I mean, you had the Konchesky days and these mandem. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was finished. So what I'm saying is, you've had that low and come back, but I genuinely don't see a single way that Arsenal, with the ownership and everything going on, can get to the stage where Liverpool are currently at. I can't see it. That's the problem.
I mean,
we have pedigree. That's the difference. Arsenal don't have pedigree in Europe. Like this, we need to blame Henry for this because he sold an entire generation dreams, and then just like an entire generation supports Arsenal now, and they're just in the mud right now. Listen, don't act like, bro, Liverpool Football Club around Europe, you'd still want to play for them just because of their history in Europe and stuff. Like, who the fuck wants to play for Arsenal? Like, who can you look at the people they're signing? Ben White, Lukonga, Tavares, who has questionable decisions with dogs. Like, what the fuck is happening at Arsenal Football Club? Saliba, who's actually on a madness on videos and shit. Like, Ben White for 50 fucking million. 50 million for Ben White, bro. Bro, Varane was cheaper, Konate is cheaper, and Kunde is gonna be cheaper. And you're telling me, listen, even at our worst point, we still could sign players. Like we still signed fucking Morientes and like players known around Europe because they want to play for us. Because we're champions of Europe like 6 times, 5 times, whatever. What Arsenal have nothing attractive about them except the London lifestyle. Like if I was a player, I like going out and I don't give a fuck about football. I'd love to play for Arsenal because I get wages, I get the London lifestyle, and I just enjoy life. So this whole thing that like Arsenal are going in the right direction. Ramsdale is literally the worst keeper in the league last season. Ben White makes zero impact to their defense whatsoever. He's just as shit as the people they've signed. I think the only good one is Lukonga. Besides that, they're all shit. Like I just don't get it. Like this whole Arsenal spent money. You just put 130 million down the drain. I'm a football layman. I'm not an expert. And by the way, Edu right now is doing barbecues in Brazil, and the 2 months where he has to like actually earn his salary, he's barbecuing meat, just spending the Arsenal money on meat and stuff. So listen, we are all footballing people, and we're not as experienced as these people in charge. But we would have took that 50 million instead of spending it on Ben White, buy Bissouma, buy Max Aarons. You've already solved 2 problems with the price of 1 if you just had a little bit of brains. But Arsenal Football Club are run by absolute clowns. The manager is a clown. And just one last thing, because I don't want to take up too much time, but one last thing. I have to also blame the fans, because let's be real. What are the fans doing about it? Where's this entire Kroenke out protest that was meant to happen? Oh, we're going to stop the Chelsea game. It was incredible protests outside. We've seen it. Nothing happened. No protest, no Kroenke out, no pressure on the club. The stadium is still full. The club shop is still full. So, like, they're doing nothing about it.
To disagree with a few points here. No.
Where do you start?
Well, yeah, true. But the whole attractive thing about Arsenal is, you said that, but Aubameyang came to us in our lowest point. Partey came to us at our lowest point.
London tax.
Huh?
London tax.
It was not London tax. They still came to us. They've had other options. They chose to come to Arsenal.
No, they didn't. Partey did not have another option. Partey's dad came out and said, if no one comes for him, we'll go for Arsenal. Fact. He
had the option to stay at Atletico.
Yeah. They were whole but these are big players that are coming to Arsenal. If you want to use this transfer in a vacuum, fair enough. Have all the fun in the world that you want with this. Because this transfer window has been absolutely pants. Absolutely dreadful. We've wasted 139 million. There is no way. I take that back. We've wasted
32.
No, yeah, we waste 100 million. I think Odegaard is a good signing. Odegaard is another one. He was a wonder kid at Real Madrid. They wanted he was a wonder kid. He had very good season at Sociedad. He came to Arsenal under Arteta. They improved Arsenal. It just so happens that Arteta is a fraud and does not know how to use players. That's simple. And about the protests, we've been protesting about the Kroenkes for years. It doesn't matter about if they're protesting outside the stadium with banners and signs or banners in the stadium. They're not going anywhere. You can do all you want. You Liverpool had protests. Tottenham had protests. I think Chelsea don't need to protest. Manchester United have protests. Every big team apart from Chelsea have had protests, and their owners have not left. So for you to come out and criticize Arsenal fans,
but in saying that,
no, but the protests make a difference. It's not like they make
did actually buy players eventually. Varane and
the protest the United fans did actually put pressure, and they spent money in the summer. When the Liverpool fans left the stadium, when the Liverpool fans left the stadium in the middle of the game, they immediately reversed on this whole ticket price increase thing. Obviously, the Liverpool fans pressured Hicks and Gillett out of the club as well. So you can't say it doesn't make an impact. If 40,000 Arsenal fans wore like a shirt that said Kroenke out on it and left at halftime or something, you're telling me that wouldn't make an impact? If they got the game cancelled like the United fans did, that wouldn't make an impact?
They could wear the shirt at halftime and leave, but the fact that remains is they paid the money for the ticket. The money is going in the Kroenke's pocket. It doesn't matter. You say that the Manchester United fan pressured signings in Varane and Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho was meant to be there last year. It just didn't happen. But Varane was Madrid wanted Varane out. Nobody else came in for Varane, and they spent 35 million. 35 million for Varane is a bargain. Let's face that fact. Arsenal has spent 42 million pounds on Ozil. They spent 37 or 35 million pounds on Alexis Sanchez, 50 million pounds on Lacazette, 50 million pounds on Aubameyang, 50 million pounds on Partey. They make big signings. They come into a club that is on the decline, that has clueless people at the top and running the
I
club.
don't agree with that. Because those players that you just mentioned, Sanchez, Ozil, Laka, arguably Aubameyang, they came at a different period. They said the same decline.
They didn't come at a different period. When Ozil and Sanchez came, we'd been on a trophy drought for 12 years.
Yeah, but that was under Wenger, though. Wenger was still there, though.
And you were in the top four, so you were playing Champions League football.
Champions League. Yeah, we were in Champions League football still.
Aubameyang,
Europe, brother.
Aubameyang, Lacazette, Partey. We're not in the Champions League.
Partey, fair enough. I give you that one. But Laka and Aubameyang, I think that's because of Wenger, to be quite
Cahill, go literally Google Thomas Partey's dad quote. You'll read it for yourself. He wanted different clubs. He wanted different clubs. Like literally, his decision was, if no one comes in for me, I'll go to Arsenal. That's like you were the last option on the thing.
Well, listen, no. What Kojo said, that he could have easily stayed at Atletico. They won the league last season, and I'm sure if I understand money and everything is a big thing, but surely he would have wanted to stay at Atletico Madrid, Champions League, La Liga winners, that sort of thing, than go to Arsenal. So there must be some sort of leeway for a player like Partey to still say, do you know what, I'm still happy to go to Arsenal.
And I get that. Right there, boom. He's an Arsenal. There are a whole bunch of players that were brought up on this Arsenal team that was
boyhood Arsenal, man. Of course.
But it is what it is, man. These players still
let's move away.
We'll move on though, because I spent too much time.
Let's move on.
This shit team. I gotta go bed angry. Why are you making me go bed angry?
We haven't even mentioned Chelsea, who actually won the game. Lewis literally spoke briefly regarding Chelsea. We haven't even mentioned it. Right, Kojo, we'll come to you first and foremost. Forget Arsenal. I don't even hear them. Right, in terms of Chelsea, moving forward with the signing of Lukaku, great performance by Lukaku on a personal level. Do you think he could be the catalyst to really stay at claim for this title coming into the season?
Yeah, they needed a killer up top, and they found a killer. I think that's as simple as it gets. I think I myself have questioned Lukaku in big games in the past. So this is a sort of like a comeback return of the king, so to speak. Coming back to Chelsea and try to make an impact in his second time at the club. He can be the catalyst. They've got so much depth now in many positions. They've got a wealth of options going forward, and what they've got up front is someone that's a lot more clinical than any other player they have in that team right now. So they've got a killer. The goal they scored was literally a carbon copy of a goal he scored against Fiorentina for Inter Milan. And that's what he does. He makes those runs in. So Reece James, Marcos Alonso, Chilwell, Ashby, whoever else plays on the right side. And then you got Klaus on the way, Ziyech, the rest of them. They've got someone to find, man. And he's gonna slap the goals in. So he can be a catalyst for a title challenge. I thought they were in the title challenge before they signed him. This just adds to it. He's a brilliant signing, man. So boy, and the way he did certain people, boy, it's going to be a long season for a lot of defenders. They need to be ready for this one.
Yeah, no, I thought Lukaku was absolutely phenomenal. Like, Keeshan knows in particular how much I criticised Lukaku at the time of Man United, but they sent the same Lukaku that Man United signed, or even let go. He's learned under Conte, and for me personally, he without a shadow of a doubt, he elevates Chelsea as favourites. I mean, I know people are going to say Man City, I know people are going to say Liverpool, but for me, Chelsea, all they missed last season was a killer in front of goal. And I know Lukaku isn't as clinical as some of those strikers in the league, but without a shadow of a doubt, he's at least 1 in 3, 1 in 2. And his overall game has improved so much. He offers so much. I mean, you could argue the second goal came from Lukaku just being in the way. Like, he blocked off another 2 players, which obviously gave James that extra bit of space. But listen, we're going to come to you, Lewis, regarding Manchester United. Obviously, Man United, very disappointing performance. Someone put something in the chat. Disappointing performance, 1-1 draw. I don't know if you caught any of the game. What were your thoughts after the game? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, substitution, and what does Van de Beek need to do to actually get a minute for this football club?
For me, with Manchester United, I wouldn't say the performance, but just the drop off was typical United. Like, you guys obviously are missing a DM, and I think that's the last thing that you guys need for your squad to actually be seen as title challengers. But in terms of United, like, I've been getting cornered for saying it the last few weeks. I'm gonna say it here as well. I don't really have United down as title challengers like that. And for me, it's just because I don't really see him finishing above Chelsea. I don't see him finishing above Liverpool, and I just don't see him finishing above Man City either. If anything, I think they're quietly more around the top four race with Leicester City, in my opinion. And with Leicester City, I think they're getting very underrated as well. People always love to throw them under the radar. I know it's coming at the worst time because they literally just got pammed 4-1 by West Ham United. Like, I get it. But I'm also not changing my opinions based on one match day as well. Like, I think Manchester United. I mean, if they end up winning the Premier League, I'm getting clowned on all social media platforms, and it's cool. I said my opinion. I'm a stand by it. But for me, with Man United, it's just your manager, really. I think regardless of how good your squad is, if your manager ain't good enough, if your manager ain't world class, he can only take you so far. And I think with most Manchester United fans, they're at that same point with Ole as well. He's taken your team as far as they can get you, and I just think the squad's now too good for him to an extent. I don't know if you're Ole in or on it or Ole out.
I'm Ollie out, Lewis. Keep slagging him off. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
Ollie in.
Ollie's the one thing holding you guys back from being title contenders, in my opinion. And I think your squad, like, if you look at it on paper, yeah, like, they're good enough to contend for the Premier League title. I still think it's more of a next year thing with you guys, because I think you lot are going to be looking a lot towards Jadon Sancho, and you're going to expect him to be one of the driving forces behind that. And for me, I think Bundesliga tax is something that I don't think Man United fans are well accustomed to. We've noticed it a lot with some of our players, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, for example. I think Sancho's going to be the same. I think just because he's English doesn't mean he understands Premier League football. You still have to play Premier League football, and he hasn't had a minute of Premier League football. So I don't get why people think he isn't going to adjust. He's just going to take to it like a duck to water. I don't think it's going to work like that for him. I think you might see him looking like the Sancho of old in the second half of the season, but I think he looks a bit shaky in the first half. And that's not to slander him or anything, because he will be the finished product at Manchester United. I've got no question about him being a success. I just don't think it's going to be as immediate as people make it out to be. And I think with your manager and his in-game management and his lack of in-game management, I don't really see you guys as title contenders still.
Yeah, no, I think just to add to your comment regarding Sancho, I completely agree. I mean, the Bundesliga defending is absolutely abysmal, first and foremost. I don't think people realize, like, I watch a fair bit of Borussia Dortmund.
Michy Batshuayi averaged a goal a game in the Bundesliga.
I mean,
he's one of the worst strikers I've seen at Chelsea.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Bundesliga defense is absolutely abysmal. I mean, Kojo and me could sit here for ages talking about how poor the defense is. But
I don't want to talk about that league.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of might not be title contenders, for me personally, I've said this consistently, we should definitely be in the conversation. But because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we won't be. I mean, he proved it yesterday again. Just to give a bit of context to anyone who didn't watch the game, it was understandable. We needed a goal, 75th minute. He's got Lingard on the bench. He's got Van der Beek, even Mata. I don't know, potentially. Who knows? He subs on Scott McTominay. We need a goal. He takes off Fred and brings on Scott McTominay. I mean, last season, the Olean fanboys were saying, you know, he hasn't got any options on the bench. He hasn't got this. He hasn't got that. Bro, you don't need options off the bench to be a depleted Southampton team. These man lost Vestergaard, Ings, Romeo, and Ward-Prowse aren't even fully fit. I mean, they had a kid at right back who went to be man of the match. Bro, like, it's embarrassing. And Ole, sadly, he's got a vendetta against Van der Beek. I don't know if you saw this, Kojo, right? Van der Beek's first ever professional goal was against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Molde team, and I think he's took that personal. I mean, he hasn't let it go clearly, because for whatever reason, he's still holding that against him. And Van der Beek celebrating that game. Man was bleeding, he was pissed in that game. So Ollie's obviously not forgot it. He's obviously the Michael Jordan and that shit. But Hussam, I'm going to pass it to you, because obviously, you know, you're going to chat shit about us, which is fair enough. You know, I got to hold the smoke as well. So Hussam, what are your thoughts, my guy?
I've waited like a time to say this, so I just want to say, Ole's at the feel? Tell me how good does it feel? We have to say, look, United fans are asking us, how good does it feel? I have to say, it feels amazing. It feels fantastic. I'm so happy Ollie's at the wheel. I'm so happy. I'm ecstatic that Ollie's at the wheel. When we did the predictions show, I'm going to call every single one of you out. Thank God Lewis is here, who also thinks Liverpool are going to finish above United. So big up, Lewis. All these people had United finishing above Liverpool, Lewis.
Whoa,
I told them.
one second.
Nah,
One
yes,
second.
yes.
One second. Lewis, just before you back him, this guy here said Arsenal finishing above Manchester United. So just take that.
Look. Maybe. Listen.
We all make mistakes.
Osman. No. Leicester was 4th and Arsenal were 5th. And I said if they sack Arteta. So my thing is going to plan. Listen, after they lose against Norwich, they sack him. They employ a real manager. They play 1 game a week. You'll see. This is just my crazy prediction.
Shameless.
Anyway, Osman, I see exactly what you're trying to do. We're trying to talk about United now, not Arsenal. So allow the Arsenal. Arsenal fans are in pain enough, bro. Look at Cahil's face. Have some shame, bro. We need to talk about United
to a
right
good
now.
point if Arteta does get sacked early, I will say.
Yeah, exactly. If Arteta gets sacked, Osman,
If
honestly
gets sacked, what about Ollie?
No, wait.
Ollie
Just with
gets
the
sacked,
Arsenal
same
thing.
energy.
Osman,
I can't lie. It is Ollie.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Honestly speaking, if he does get sacked after the 4th game and they employ Conte or whoever, like a serious manager, and they have 1 game a week, you really think it's that crazy for them to finish 5th? Is it that crazy?
I mean, I don't think they'll be above us personally, but they can finish 5th.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. Anyway, so we move once again. It's like,
obviously.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway,
we're coming to the end of the show. Get back to the game.
Yeah. Anyway, with Man United. I said a manager can win you or lose you up to 10-15 points a season. And I said Ollie is the type of manager to lose you points, not win you points. And he lost you 2 points yesterday, whether you like it or not. Ollie is the smartest, dumbest manager in world football. This guy, very smart by playing Pogba on the left wing. It works. It's very good. I like it. And then when he needs to score a goal, he takes him back to the pivot. Like, I just don't understand this human being. Like, Scott McTominay comes on when you have Donny van de Beek. At this point, forget the goal. I think Donny van de Beek has done things we cannot say on YouTube or something, because it's just, like, I just don't get what this guy has done to Ollie for him to not play. Listen, you need a goal. You're 1-1. You need to put your acceleration button on. You need to attack Southampton. Southampton not interested in winning the game whatsoever. Have the bus parked. They're just sitting back. They have no offensive outlet. What you would think Ollie would do after Greenwood equalizes is get Donny van de Beek on, control midfield, box them in, and actually get chance after chance, win the game. What does Ollie do? Favoritism once again. Brings on Scott McTominay, who apparently didn't start if he was injured. Listen, forget Donny van de Beek. If he's injured, why are you risking him anyway? Why are you bringing him on anyway? Like, that's a risk to take the second game into the season. Whether you like McTominay or not, he's a good squad option. So why are you risking him being injured in the second game just because he's one of your favorites? So I just don't get it. Bring on Scott McTominay. Makes no impact whatsoever. And this is what I was talking about when I said Tuchel, Pep, and Klopp are levels above any other manager in the league. Just take the Arsenal game as an example, just to finally end. Tuchel, 2-0 up, immediately shut down the door, didn't go all out crazy, and got the 3 points, went back to Stamford Bridge. Ollie does not have that tactical nous. So people always were like, if Ollie. Clearly we can see substitution, still based on favoritism. In-game management, still shocking with the Pogba thing. So listen, this is going to be a long season for Man United. Obviously, they won the league last week, but unfortunately, you can't win a league in August. Basically, you know, the Everton of the city of Manchester. So we move anyway. We'll see where you go next. Wolves next, by the way, your bogey team. Draw against them, lose against them. So, you know, could be a sticky one.
I haven't got high hopes against the Wolves, but we'll get into that on tomorrow's preview. Kesh, just give your thoughts about that quickly, and then we'll do score predictions because I know it's very late.
I mean, to be fair, I agree with all the boys have said. Look, the one thing I would say with Lewis mentioned about the CDM, for me, no team is perfect. Liverpool could do with a top-class striker, but they have a centre-back up front, so it's just one of those things, right? So no one's perfect. You have to accommodate one or two positions here or there. So for me, Ollie just doesn't have the ability to be able to adapt in that way, and I think it's embarrassing that he has the riches of the squad that he does. Because I'm not saying the first 11; he has a full squad now. You can't deny on paper that squad is good enough to at least challenge. And if that squad doesn't challenge for the league this season, it's been a failure. Forget even if they won the FA Cup or the League Cup or whatever. If they do not challenge for the league this season, that's a failure because this is the best team you have had since you won the league under Fergie. This is and in fact, you could argue you had a better team then because Fergie took every last bit of energy out of that team at the end. So if they do not challenge, it is all down to the manager, not the team. But the team has a bit to play. But if the manager does not get this right, I'm sorry. When you got managers like Conte, I know you're not a fan of Conte for United because of the Mourinho thing or whatever. But however, you get someone like a Conte, even a Zidane, because I'm a huge fan of Zidane. These sort of managers would propel you towards challenging and maybe winning the league. But that's not going to happen. He signed a 3-year contract, and unfortunately for you guys, Ollie's in, and I'm. Even for me as a fan, it's like Jesus. Like you're so close. You've got the squad ready to be champions elect. But unfortunately, Ollie at the wheel is going to put you back to the bargain basement. And instead of being, brand new make, you're going to be looking at automobiles, the 3-wheel vans. And unfortunately, that's just life.
Fucking hell, lads. Anyways, as you can tell, there's a lot of unbiased football conversation here. No Ollie-ins. We could have done with the Ollie-in. I feel like Kale's Ollie-in.
I'm Ollie-in.
Oh,
yeah, I'm Ollie-in.
Kojo, we'll let you
Ollie's at the wheel.
Kojo, just give you 2 cents and let's do the score predictions for all the games and let's wrap it. Kojo, what are your thoughts, just very briefly?
West Ham did very well today. Antonio scored 2 goals. Yeah, they did well. So up the irons, blowing bubbles, them things there.
Fucking it. Anyways, and on that note, let's do the score predictions. Right, Kojo, we'll stick with you. Chelsea against Liverpool. What's the score prediction, mate?
Who's at home? Liverpool, right?
Liverpool, yeah.
I'm still going for a draw. Home or away doesn't really matter. Going for a draw. 1-1.
1-1. Kale, what's the score prediction, G?
2-2.
2-2. Bloody hell, I don't think it's going to be that many goals. What's the score prediction?
Okay, come to me last because I'm thinking still. I can't lie.
All right, it's part of it. Right, Kish, we'll come to you. We'll leave them to last. Then, Kish, what's the score prediction?
1-0 Chelsea.
Right, I'm going to say Lukaku scores just to piss us off, to be quite honest with you. We've got Liverpool FC 11-21 saying, come on, Liverpool. I'm going to say, no, I think 1-1 as well, actually. I think Lukaku will score. I think he'll pass the Van Dijk test. And I say, no, what? So, look. No, Van Dijk, fuck it, he can have a goal from a corner. Lewis, what do you reckon? What's the score prediction?
For, what was the United game?
No, Chelsea against Liverpool.
Oh, 1-0 Chelsea. I think it'll be a tight game.
1-0 Chelsea. Also, last but not least.
Interestingly, once again, no one has backed Liverpool. I think this game will be very tight. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends 0-0 like the City game that happened when we drew with them. Very tactical, very defensive. I'm gonna back my team. I'm gonna say 1-0 to Liverpool, but what my mind is saying, I think this game ends 0-0. Like the same exactly what happened in the City game.
All right, interesting. Fair enough. Right, okay, let's move on to Manchester United against Wolves. I'll start with that 1-1 without a doubt. McFred will fucking start, so it's going to be a shit game again. Kojo, what's the score prediction?
2-1 United, just about.
Oh, that's wishful thinking,
Just about.
Kale, what do you reckon?
Oh.
Who at home?
Wolves.
I don't even know.
Wolves at home.
I go, I go 2-0 Wolves. They're gonna break.
Right.
They're gonna break.
Come on, Kale.
Oh shit, 2-0 Wolves. Fuck me, bloody hell. Ollie's at the wheel, man. Hassan, what are you saying?
Listen, 1-0 Wolves. Shit house 1-0. Typical.
Fucking hell. Lewis, what do you reckon?
Let me be boring and just say 0-0.
Kish, what do you reckon?
Yeah, Ollie's at the wheel. He's getting that baby lotion ready for Traore's biceps. 1-0 Wolves.
Fucking hell, I'm not having a chat shit to me, right? When your team is fucking dead. Like,
Sorry.
absolute.
6 points in 2 games? What we saying?
Usman, they're top of the league.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have 4 points.
Yeah, fucking remember when they were top of the league in November? They thought they were going to win it.
We won the league. I was ready at that parade.
Remember when you were top of the league last week? You thought you were going to win it.
I mean, you think you're going to win it now and you fucking beat Norwich and Burnley, but it's where it is. Apparently, Trent's the best that will after beating Norwich. But anyways, moving on from that, Kojo, the game that everyone's looking forward to, Man City against Arsenal. I'm gonna.
Usman, why are you like this, bro?
If Mari's playing, oh my god. No, I'm not even chatting shit. 4-0 like fucking way. 4-0 Arsenal. Kojo, what do you reckon?
Oh man, this could be so peak. Oh, okay.
I really hope Arteta gets a result though.
It's not happening, man. It's not happening. I really think Arsenal gonna get hit for 5. You know,
5.
I think it's gonna be 5. I don't want to say that because 5. Fuck it. Yeah.
Say it with your chest, man. Stop.
It's 5. I'm trying to be kind, but it's 5, man.
Nah, fuck being kind, man. Kale, speaking of kind, what's the score?
I think no matter the result, Pep's going to say that Arsenal are a wonderful team, managed by a wonderful friend.
And they should
Wonderful
stick with him. Yeah,
and they should stick with him. More than you never know. More than you ever know.
Exactly. What do you believe?
We can't replace it. We just can't replace it.
I can't stand Pep.
With all that in mind, Arsenal 1-0.
Arsenal,
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
You know what?
goodness.
You might as well win it. You might
God
as well.
have mercy on my soul, man.
Hassan, what do you reckon? Do you think it's
Nah,
going to
we're
be 1-0 to
thumbnailing
Arsenal?
that's thumbnail, that video, 100%.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Bro, what 1-0 to the Arsenal? Ain't no 1-0 nothing, bro. They haven't scored against Brentford. Do you think they're going to score against City? This is just going to be another Norwich. This is going to be City 4, Arsenal 0. Absolutely, like, destroying Arsenal.
Lewis, what's his score prediction for that?
3-0 City. Just the way they usually do. City have a habit of just scoring 3 and then just sitting deep. So I'll just go 3-0.
Yeah, I think De Bruyne is back just in time for this as well. He loves the game against Arsenal, doesn't he, Kish, what's his score prediction, bro?
Yeah, trust the process. I'm going to go for 3-0 City.
Fucking hell. Listen, just remember this energy Kish is coming in. This time next week, when they've lost to Watford, I want to hear the same thing. Right,
listen, he's coming home, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think that's it. Right, I think that's it. There's no other team to talk about.
Nuno's at the wheel, man.
Right, I mean, who gives a fuck about Spurs? We'll wrap it there. Anyways, it's been your boy, Osman. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Make sure you slap a like. Obviously, subscribe to the channel. Everyone's links are down below. Show them to their social. As always, Kojo, we'll start with you, my brother. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, myself personally, it was Norwich United and Never on File as well. And of course, me and Cahill, Free Midfield, podcast, YouTube, Free Midfield, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Exactly that. Also, where can the people find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitter Spaces at DonHussam6. Obviously, hopefully by the end of the season, we change it to a 7. So we'll see what happens with that one. My channel is called This Is Football. It's a channel for all football fans, not just a specific group. Especially if you're a Big 4 fan, there's content for you, watch-alongs for you, all that good stuff. And yeah, so please subscribe, support me. I'm almost at 1K. So big up the Mandem, and thank you for having me, Usman.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Make sure you show love to him. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan, but he's a homie as well. So you love to see it. And Lewis, I'm sure everyone knows who you are, but if they don't, where can they find you, brother?
Yeah, guys, just Carefree Lewis G on Twitter and YouTube. Chelsea Fan TV on YouTube as well. Check it out, guys, if you haven't done it already. And yeah, thank you guys for having me on as well. Great to be on.
Absolute pleasure, my brother. And last but not least, Kish, the cycle of Spurs fans being happy for the first 3 games continues. You know, where can the people find you?
Obviously, for daily non-biased tweets on my Twitter, just follow me at Keeshan. Usman Talks United every Monday, and on Wednesday as well, the First XI. We're on for weekly podcast. We are still looking for more members. I think in particular Leicester fans as well, because we got complaints that it should be the Big Seven. So stay
Big
tuned.
Seven? What the fuck?
No. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let's kill all this big nonsense stuff now. Dead it. It's done. That's nonsense. Big Seven.
Because Arsenal fucking
Big Seven. Just cut it down and make a big five. That's the way I've always thought.
Make it a big one. You're the big team in the country. Fuck that, man.
Yeah. Should be fair. Nuno's at the wheel, so it should be us at the top. Yeah, be alright.
Yeah, I mean, Nuno's an absolute fucking fraud, but it is what it is. But anyways, listen, thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow got the main night preview. Wednesday we got Kojo's show, analytical show. Going to be covering some of the games, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And Thursday we got, I can't remember what show it is, main night podcast. So if you hate Ali, you're probably going to enjoy that one. Anyways, it's been your boy Usman. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. West Ham blowing bubbles for 1.